This information is being provided to you for educational and informational purposes only. It is being provided to you to educate you about healthy eating, fitness, spirituality, and as a self help tool for your own use. It is not medical advice or psychological advice. This information is to be used at your own risk based on your own judgment. You can read the full disclaimer at ArieSoulNutrition.com/disclaimer. Welcome back to ArieSoul Nutrition Show. This is episode 2 for January the 16th through the 23rd. My name is Jeremy Tyler Roop, and I am an intuitive health coach. And so we'll be kind of covering today the different aspects and planets and how they can best support you in your health transformation. So let's kind of go ahead and dive in here. All right. So I do want to kind of cover intention setting again because in our last week's show we kind of covered this more so for the whole year, but I really wanted to kind of touch base with you and really seeing what's working so far. A lot of times we kind of set these New Year's resolutions and they seem really great, but then again we may have to adjust them in order to kind of keep moving forward. So just really be able to set those intentions and really tuning into what's working and what's not. So we do have to have some judgment around that, but not judgment in the sense of, you're judging yourself and you're having a negative emotional response to it. Meaning that, a lot of times we can kind of attach guilt and shame to those judgments there. But one of my favorite authors, Brene Brown, she kind of illustrates that when you have guilt, it's more to the tune of I've done something bad or I've done something wrong. And so it's more of an action that you've taken rather than a beingness, which is more aligned to shame, to where if you're saying that if you're shameful of something, it's like I am bad or I am, name your negative description there. And so really trying to take out the emotional aspect of it and really be tuned in to, is it working for me? And if it's not, that's okay. At least we know what's not working, so then we can then try other things that may move us forward in a more positive way towards your health and your fitness goals. And so I just want to kind of touch base a little bit on that, because usually around the second or third week of the new year, we maybe kind of fallen off on those New Year's resolutions. And this is a wonderful week, a lot of supportive energy with the planets and their aspects to really help keep you on track. But it begins with you setting those intentions and being able to kind of move forward. And it's not about being perfect, but it's about just keep moving forward. All right, so let's kind of get into the different aspects here. Right now, Mercury is still in retrograde, and so it's really not still a good time for effective communication. And so in the body, Mercury kind of rules the nervous system and the communication of the nervous system, which would be our neurotransmitters. And it's quincunx Mars. So Mars brings a lot of energy. It can bring irritability, inflammation there of the nervous system, since this is a challenging aspect. But these challenging aspects actually can help us move us forward, because if we are comfortable, then we tend to kind of stay in the status quo. And so this can be a good opportunity to help get you moving and forward with your health goals there. Again, focus on the B vitamins, as those are the backbone of making those neurotransmitters like your serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine there. Mercury is still in Capricorn, so definitely be supportive with calcium foods there as well. And of course, just calcium is something that we still want to maintain throughout the whole year, but just really kind of focusing on it more so during this time. All right, so January 18th, there's a lot of stuff going on here on January the 18th. Mercury moves direct, so it goes from moving backwards to where now it's moving forward. So communication, both with people but also in the body, should work a little bit better. It's a good time to kind of recommit to some goals there, whereas in retrograde, we tend to not want to start new things. We tend to try to tie up all the old things that we've already started and just doing that. But it's really a good opportunity to move forward, some good forward movement. Now, also the sun is conjunct Pluto. So conjunct just means that they're getting closer to each other. So when you have the sun, which is about you and your energy, and Pluto is about death, rebirth, and transformation, you really get a good, supportive energy of regeneration there, and so really a good opportunity to take some nourishing and supportive actions towards your health. Now, the moon governs our eating habits, and Mars, is a lot of energy. It can be inflammation, so really trying to guard against eating a lot of inflammatory foods, but also being uh, in a place where you can express your emotions in a constructive manner. Um, we can sometimes eat when we're stressed, eat when we're bored, eat when we maybe could be doing something else that could be supportive. And Mars is all about action and energy and kind of covering the muscles. So really, you know, having a productive way of getting out to get moving, maybe dissipate some of this energy to where maybe you're not taking that energy and grounding it in your body through food. You're actually releasing it through exercise, and they can help not only with your health goals, but also help with your mental and emotional health there as well. Because as I said, Mercury is quincunx Mars here for the next couple of weeks here. So, and then let's kind of go on into Venus conjunct Saturn. So Venus is all about like luxury and beauty, but it also kind of governs sugar, and so a lot of sweets, and which can be very luxurious and eating a lot and decadent and maybe overindulging in sweets. And so whenever you have a conjunction with Saturn, which is all about restriction, this could actually be a good thing. Traditionally in medical astrology, Saturn is kind of the big bad guy. Where Saturn is in your chart, you're looking at, okay, this is like, major health issues, that sort of thing. But, it's not, it's not really true anymore. With the advent of modern medical science, things that used to really, you know, kill people now don't anymore, because we have a lot of advances in medical science. But when Venus, starts to get closer to Saturn, then we can have maybe a more of a moderation of sugar intake. And so if part of your New Year's resolution was to kind of cut out sugar, or to try to not eat as many refined sweets or whatever that it is, especially with sugar, then this could be a good 10-day period that could help really support you. Now, I'm not advocating that you cut out all carbohydrates, but especially like the refined sugars, the processed sugars, like cakes, cookies, candies, sodas, cut out all the excess stuff there, and get your good, like your energy from your whole grains and your fruits and vegetables, getting in those good, more supportive carbohydrates there. All right, and so again, like I said, it's starting on the 18th, but Mercury kind of gets like closer and closer, where it's really on top of Saturn on the 22nd, and then it moves away, and finally, really not having so much effect on the 28th. So you kind of have about a 10-day period there. Okay, and then let's kind of go on to January the 21st. Right now, we're kind of in like a balsamic moon. It's kind of all about endings and letting go and what's not working. And but on January 21st, we have a new moon, and these new moons are all about new beginnings, starting new goals. And so this would be a really good time to recommit yourself to your New Year's resolutions and or your intentions there. All right. And so I really want to talk a little bit about moon phases because this is can be really helpful in your health and your wellness and how you schedule things. So there are about 8 moon phases, and we all were born in a specific moon phase. There, one of the 8 phases. And so you generally have a personal lunar cycle. Whereas we just talked about this before on the last slide about a new moon, about new beginnings, and that's true for universal. That could kind of fit the whole world, but you kind of have your own personal lunar cycle. And if you are a woman of still, if you're still having your menstrual cycle, then I would go with that because you still have your cycle, you still that it affects your hormones and physiologically. I mean, you just want to go with that cycle there, okay? But if you get to the point where you are postmenopausal or if you are a male to where you don't have a cycle, then we can look at these personal lunar cycles to where when do you need to really just kind of go hard? When do you need to rest? And so we kind of follow those moon phases there and really go with what is supportive of our body. Then we can maybe have a better results from that and be able to kind of stick with it. The whole point is that we're not going to go hard 100% of the time, all the time. That is not sustainable. So there are times to where you want to really kind of get after it. You really want to kind of commit and go hard. And then there are times to where maybe you need more time to rest, to regenerate, but you're still staying on point. You're still making choices that are aligned to your goals to where you're not going too easy on and then you go the opposite direction where now you quit everything and then you go 2 weeks off. It's not, the two extremes of a pendulum going back and forth on the opposite. So we're really just trying to gathering a time to where that supports your own personal lunar cycle there. Now, if you're interested in learning more about your own personal lunar cycle, maybe for the next 12 months, I do have a web page. You can kind of go over and kind of look at that. If it's something that you're interested in, then it's something that maybe I can create there for you. You can just sign up, and I can kind of get that there to you. But I found it very helpful to kind of know to really go within the cycles of your own body, with your own spiritual journey. We all have these different phases, and kind of knowing when to really go hard, when we need to really back off, and of course, listen to your body. Bringing awareness can really be really helpful in preventing injury there as well. That's the one thing I really, working with clients is that bringing that awareness to where hey, I need to not do it anymore, or I need to be able to have more rest, or you really are more in tune with what your body needs. Okay. All right. And then just overall summary is that this is a great time for letting go of what's not working. It's a good time to help regenerate your body, recommit to your goals. There's a lot of good supportive planetary energies here that would help support you. All right, and so also as always, if you need some energy boosting recipes, there go to my website at aerosolnutrition.com. Go ahead and sign up for that, and those are automatically sent over there to you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification button to where you know when new videos are posted. All right, so this is the end of episode 2. I will see you next week, and bye for now.